Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, again, as with the beginning of every one of these calls, the reminder of choice that we have to give meaning to every moment in our lives, to give meaning to everything that is literally fundamentally meaningless. Remember, nothing is good or bad, it's our thinking that makes it so. And you, just like me, just like everyone, has this beautiful ability to choose our thoughts, to give meanings to things, to accept, reject ideas, to originate ideas. And with that choice, which is your greatest power, you can lead your life into a world of incredible opportunity and success. But see, this is where you have to exercise that power. Remember, application is the name of the game. You can know all about this, you can know about everything that we share with you, but knowing it alone is not going to deliver the change you seek. Even memorizing it is not going to deliver the change you seek. See, it's through implementation, through practice, through engagement with the ideas that change happens. And that is something beautiful to tap into because it reveals that all of your power is within you. Think about that. All of the power you seek is already in you, in your mind. Everything starts in the mind. In the beginning was the Word. Your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world, and your inner world's a world of thought. See, it's all in your hands. You can think what you please. If to think is to form, you can form what you please. So use that power and engage with everything that we're sharing with you. Use everything that we're sharing with you as if your life depends on it. You know why? Because it does. 100% it does. Now, before we proceed and move forward, our reminder for you is that we have this event happening on January 31st called Emergence. If you have not registered for that event, make sure that you do. And then also invite others to come along for the ride. Because as this information has been helping you, it can help somebody else too as well. See, the world needs this information. So go ahead and register. Now, what have we been studying? We've been studying this beautiful gem here, The Science of Getting Rich. If you don't have a copy of this book, get this specific copy. If you don't have your copy, then just click on the link that we provide to you to get it. And when you get it, don't read it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're going to read it, but actually, more importantly, study and apply it. Don't fall into the trap of just studying it, of just reading it. No, implement it, use it in your life. Remember, that's how the change will happen in your life, not by keeping it passive or static, but by making it dynamic the way that life is. Okay. So type in the comments, I'm ready if you're ready to move on. I know I'm ready. So let's go ahead and dive into this, shall we? Boom. Let's go for it. One, two, three, there. Now we're going to recap just a little bit of where we left off yesterday. And keep in mind, we are in the same chapter that we were at. And in terms of the page that we're on page 38 if you have the paperback. Okay. Now, what does Wallace Wattles say here? He says, you must get rid of the thought of competition. Don't think that way. You are to create, not compete for what is already created. Think in terms of creation. When you create, everyone wins. You do not have to take away anything from anyone. Isn't that interesting how our society has embedded that into people? Oh, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. No, you don't have to take away anything from anyone. You don't have to drive sharp bargains. You don't have to cheat or take advantage. You do not need to let any man, any woman, anybody work for you for less than he earns. You do not have to covet the property of others or look at it with wishful eyes. No man has anything of which you cannot have the like, and that without taking what he has away from him. You know, when you think that way, actually, you're thinking from lack, limitation, not from abundance and prosperity. See, you are to become a creator, not a competitor. You are going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other man, every other woman, everyone else will have more than he has now. Now, see, that's a winning attitude. Just think about how different this world would be if everybody thought that way. Now he goes to point out, I'm aware that there are men who get vast amount of money by proceeding in direct opposition to the statement in the paragraph above, and may add a word of explanation here. So notice how he's not denying how there are people who do get that. Men of the plutocratic type who become very rich do sometimes purely by their extraordinary ability on the plane of competition. And sometimes they unconsciously relate themselves to substance and its great purposes and movements for the general racial upbuilding through industrial evolution. He says, yes, there are people who do that by being competitive. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan et al. Have been the unconscious agents of the supreme and the necessary work of systemizing and organizing productive industry. And in the end, now listen to this, their work will contribute immensely towards increased life for all. Their day is nearly over. They have organized production and will soon be succeeded by the agents of the multitude who will organize the machinery of distribution. Now, remember, keep in mind, this was written in the early 1900s. And I want you to notice how when he's talking about these people, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the Morgans, that right now here, even though their time has passed, that this is exactly what has happened. The multimillionaires are like the monster reptiles of the prehistoric eras. They play a necessary part of the evolutionary process, but the same power which produced them, pay attention to this, will dispose of them. And it is well to bear in mind that they have never been really rich. A record of the private lives of most of this class will show that they have really been the most abject and wretched of the poor. In other words, inside they were not whole, not fulfilled. Riches secured on the competitive plane are never satisfactory and permanent. They're yours today and another's tomorrow. Now let that sit in for a moment. Riches on the competitive plane are yours today and another's tomorrow. Remember, if you are to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of the competitive thought. Rid yourself of that. You must never think for a moment that the supply is limited. Underline that. Rid yourself of the idea that the supply is limited. That's a lack and limitation mindset. Just as soon as you begin to think that all the money is being cornered and controlled by bankers and others, and that you must exert yourself to get laws passed to stop this process and so on, in that moment you drop into the competitive mind and your power to cause creation is gone for the time being. And what is worse, you will probably arrest the creative movements you have already instituted. Now, let's dive into how this is true. But before we proceed, for those of you who are watching this live stream and love to tap into these calls, the remainder of them to the end, and to watch the replays, go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank yourself later.